वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च। Today we are starting the second valli of the second adhyaya of the Upanishad. The second adhyaya has also got three vallis. First chapter, first adhyaya, Prathamadhyaya also has got three vallis. The second, Dvitiya adhyaya also has three vallis. Having completed the first valli, the second valli arabhyate, Dvitiya valli arabhyate. In the first chapter, it was established that Atma Jnanam alone is the means for moksha. And the pratibandha between moksha and oneself is ajnanam. And that ajnanam goes away only in the wake of jnanam. That is the first chapter. From that, the link is taken for the second chapter, the Prathamavalli. Prathamavalli was started. What are the pratibandha? The pratibandha is paranchikani vidranat swayambhuvu tasmad parang pashyati antaratman na pashyati nantaratman. Kani Indriyani paranchi vitranat. Indriyas, by its tendency to go outwards because of its extrovertedness, it destroys a person as though. Therefore, antaratman na pashyati. Kopi dhiraha, kaschit dhiraha, who is desirous, pratyagatmanam aikshate, amritatvam ichan saha pratyagatmanam aikshate, antaratmanam pashyati. Katam pashyati. That is the subject matter of the first valli of the second chapter. First valli of the second chapter, in that valli, we saw that the Brahma, that is the topic. The Brahma, the topic of the Upanishad, that itself became the topic of the first valli of the Dvitiya Adhyaya. And that Brahma was presented as Sarvatma. That Brahma is Aham alone. And that Brahma which is presented as Saguna Brahma, which is in the form of Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara. That Brahma, Ishanaha, Bhutabhavyasya, that Brahma, Atma iti, the Jiveshvara Aikyam was presented. Nachiketa's question was, Yayam prete vichikitsa manushe astityeke nayamasti iti chaike. Etat vidyam अनुशिष्टस्त्वयाहं वराणां एषः तृतीयः इति नचिकेतसा यत् पृष्टं तत् तत्त्वं प्रथमवल्लीद्वारा यमधर्मराजेन उक्तम्. So, if Jivatma and Paramatma, they are one, they are not different. The Jivatma, which is as though limited by this Upadhi, therefore it is called Jivatma, therefore it is Atma. It is Atma alone. It is called Jiva because of Jiva Upadhitvat Jivaha. Ishvara Upadhitvat Ishvaraha. Upaditaha Bhedaha Drishyate. Kintu Tattvataha Kopi Bhedaha Nasti. Therefore Jivaha Jivatma Eva Paramatma. Therefore the Jivatvam which the Jivatvam is Mithya. The Jivatvam is Mithya. Jiva essentially not different from Paramatma. It is same as Paramatma. The Jivatvam is Mithya. Similarly, Ishvaratvam, it is Mithya. Because the Jiva, when you say, it is the Upadhi. Upadhi Drishtya Jivaha. Upadhi Drishtya Jivaha. Upadhi Drishtya Ishvaraha. Upadhi being Mithya. Upadhi being Mithya, therefore, Mithya Upadhitvat Aikyam iti. In the first valli, it is presented that Brahma, which is always, all the time, it is available as Aham iti, as Sakshi Chaitanyam. It is all the time, it is there. It is available as Drik, Alupta Drik. The Drik which can never become a Drishya, can never become an object. Everything is available as an object of experience because of this Alupta Drik. Therefore, to this subject matter, since this is Brahma Vishya, it is ati sukshmatvat. Therefore, the Upanishad presented Brahma in a way that after Shravanam, that is Guru Prasadaram, then Shravanam, then understanding the Tatparyam of the Shastram, removing all the Shankas, the Pramana Shanka, Prameya Shanka, Mananam, then the still the knowledge, still the knowledge may not be clearly or readily available for that person. Therefore, only Nididhyasanam was suggested because this involves knowledge and our natural orientation about, about knowledge in general. It is objectification. We know we know a thing by objectifying. The knowledge is our knowledge, general knowledge about the things of the world is objectifying knowledge. You have to objectify a thing to know it. Brahma is not available for objectification because it is Sada Agam Agam Iti Spurati Sakshi Chaitanya. Sakshi Chaitanyam. It is Drik. So, objectifying. Objectifying an object means objectifying and experiencing an object. And this Brahma, which is Agam, is not available as an object, therefore it is not available for any experience. Object means experience. Any loka vyavahara, when we talk about object, means object involves knowledge and also experience. Experience of the object and the knowledge of the object. For gaining the knowledge of an object, the object must be available as a second thing to you. Then you experience the object. So knowledge and experience are the general thing by which we understand an object. But Brahma, which is not an object, therefore it is not available for Anubhava. Brahma Anubhava is not there because it is there all the time as Agam Agam. How can that be experienced as an object and therefore how that Anubhava is possible? So therefore only the Upanishad took a lot of effort to present Brahma by trying to negate the natural tendency of the sadhakas, natural tendency being objectification. Therefore, trying to negate that tendency, trying to negate that tendency, the natural tendency of objectification, try to present the Brahma as such. So, therefore, that Brahma, which is all the time it is available as me, as Chit Rupam, Chaitanya Rupam, me, it is the Sat. It is Sat, the very existence. That Sat and Chit, that is Brahma, it is not physically, it doesn't have any physical location in the body, but it is available as the Sakshi Chaitanyam. It is available as the Sakshi Chaitanyam. And this has to be known through Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, that is the sadhana. So, therefore, this Nididhyasanena, when the knowledge becomes very clear, The knowledge becomes very clear, and the knowledge is free from doubts, free from obstacles. When it becomes clear, then when the person then the person understands aham as Brahma iti. That is that knowledge is Brahma Jnanam. It is not Brahma Anubhava. It is not a new experience. That which is the fact, it is known through the removal of the pratibandhas, and it is recognized as myself, Brahma as myself, Brahma which is whose Swarupa is free from dukkam, free from samsara. That therefore agamapi asamsari. Therefore agamapi asamsari. Therefore agamapi na parichinnaha anantaha nityaha sada muktaha. This knowledge, when one recognizes oneself as Brahma through Nidityasanam, after removing all the pratibandhas, then the person, he gains knowledge and becomes muktaha. And he becomes muktaha, jivan muktaha. So, jivan muktaha bhavati. While living he is free, and after maranam he is already free. Therefore, maranam is not something which is going to give freedom. Already he is free. Therefore, after maranam, he is continued to be free. That is called videha mukti. So, videha mukti is not that the person gains freedom after maranam, as though this body while living, it is an obstacle. It is for a jnani, there is no janma. Jivatvam itself is mithya. This janma itself is mithya. If this janma is mithya, what to talk about the Videka Mukti, that is gaining freedom after death? In fact, is always free, being always free. Therefore, if it takes any number of janmas, it continues to be free because it cannot be bound. That is a knowledge. So, Aham Nitya Brahma, whereas the body comes and goes, so he continues to be free only. Therefore, he is always is Nitya Videha. That is the knowledge. That is the knowledge. So that knowledge was clearly presented with some examples, with the examples in the second, in the first valli. And the last part it said, the one who appreciates the Veda Drishti, who has got the Veda Drishti. The Veda Drishti is samsara. What is this Veda Drishti? We saw very clearly, Veda Drishti is the Jiva Jagat Ishvara, the Veda. Jiva, Ishvara, Jagat. This Triputi Veda, the one who appreciates this Veda, is a samsari. The one who looks upon, or for one whom this three doesn't exist, what exists is only Brahma, that Abheda Drishti. One who has Abheda Drishti, one who has gained that through Nididhyasanam, is Muktaha, Sada Muktaha, Jivan Muktaha, Jivan Muktaha, Jivan Muktaha, and Videha Muktaha. So, and that was presented through some examples. As the water flows on the top of the hill, as it flows in all the directions. So we saw Yata Durge, Shuddham, Vrishtam, Patitam. So, similarly, the one who appreciates the Veda Drishti, that person will continue to be taking different sharirams, is continues to be a samsari. One who has got Abheda Drishti, he becomes free. He becomes free, and that is his svabhava. So, connecting to that, again, in this valley, again, the same Brahma is presented through different examples. In the second valli, which we are going to see, what was presented in the first valli, the topic of the Upanishad, the same is going to be presented using different examples, using different shabdas. The topic is the same, Brahma, Jiva Brahma Aikyam, Jiveshwara Aikyam. And this valli has got some beautiful mantras. So, therefore, the Bhashyakara will say in the Sangati, this section also, this section of the Upanishad also is only for ascertaining the Brahma. Brahma Tattva Nirdharanartham iti. Only for ascertaining the Brahma Swarupa. This valli is started using different methods. Using different methods, this valli is going to present the same Brahma which was discussed before, which was presented before. So now, Dvitiya valli arabhyate. Bhashyakara gives the Sangati. We will read the Sangati. Punarapi Prakantarena Prakarantarena Brahma Tattva Nirdharanarthaha Ayam Arambaha Durvigneyatvat Brahma Ayam Arambaha. This is started. Valli, if you take Valli, is Strilinga. Ayam Arambaha. But Ayam Arambaha, in general, we say Ayam Arambaha. This is started. This section is started. Iyam Valli Arambaha, Ayam Arambaha. For what purpose? Brahma Tattva Nirdharanartham. Brahma Tattva Nirdharanarthaya. For the purpose of Nirdharanam. Nirdharanam is ascertainment, for determining the Brahma Tattva. Tattva, the reality, the nature of the truth of Brahma. For ascertaining the nature of Brahma, this valli, Ayam Arambaha, Iyam valli Arabhyate. Iyam valli Arabhyate. Punaha api, again, Prakarantarena. Prakara, Anya Prakaram, Prakarantaram. So Prakarantarena, through another prakara, another method, using another method, again, this valli for the ascertainment of the tattvam, the truth of Brahma, this valli is started. So, what is the need to talk about the same Brahma? With the previous valli itself, the Upanishad can be closed. Why? Bhashyakara gives a hetu. Durvigneyatvat Brahmanaha. Hetu, the reason. The reason for starting the second valli by the Upanishad is Brahma, the topic is, the subject matter of Upanishad is, it's a Durvigneyatvat. It is Durvigneya Vishaya. Vigneya is Visheshena Gneyam, that which has to be understood. Visheshena, that which has to be understood specially, that is, it is different from the other knowledge. Why? That's why I said other knowledge involves the object knowledge. But this is not object knowledge. This is a very knowledge about the subject, the person, who doesn't have who doesn't have object. There is no object. So subject, when we say subject involves object, but objectless subject. That is the topic. So therefore, it is Visheshena Jnayam. And that is dur, it is difficult. Dukkena, Dukkena Jnaya Vishayam. Very difficult to understand. Therefore, only the Upanishad repeats. Therefore, only the Upanishad repeats the same or presents the same Brahma through different method. So we have to give reason. We have to give reason why the same thing is being taught. When the same thing is being taught, because see that this Upanishad is going to teach the same thing. Whether it is Kathopanishad or Mundakopanishad or any other Upanishad, it is going to talk about the same thing. So one Upanishad itself is sufficient. Why should we read so many Upanishads? If you understand one Upanishad clearly, that itself is enough. We don't have to study other Upanishads. If one Upanishad itself can give jnanam, then the reason for studying other Upanishad is we keep ourselves focused on studying, focused on this Brahma Tattva. We are not shifted towards, or we are not carried over by other things which we are involved, the Vyavahara things, even though we are involved in Vyavahara, but again and again we come back to this knowledge. So that this knowledge will slowly becomes steady in us and makes us free from sorrow, makes us free from the pain of the samsara. That is, it gives moksha, freedom. That is why the same Vishaya is being read. And within the Upanishad itself, it is same thing is only repeated. From the beginning to the end, the topic is Brahma only. So, therefore, when the same thing is repeated, there is a tendency to get bored, boring. The topic is boring because every time we need some special topic. Every time we want to learn something new. But truth being that Brahma, Tattva Brahma, Jagat Karanam Brahma, Tattva Tvam Asi. The truth being that every time you will not gain new knowledge. Jnanam is only Eka Jnanam. It is Advaita Jnanam. It is only one Jnanam, one knowledge. So, the same thing has to be presented. The same thing has to be presented, and that Jnanam is difficult to understand. Therefore, only the Upanishad presents the same Brahma using different methods so that there will be clear understanding, about Brahma, and also it will not be a monotonous because different methods are used. When different methods are used, the student can get clear knowledge. The student can get very clear knowledge about oneself because the abstractions are many. The abstractions being many, for removing different abstraction by different ways, Upanishad presents the Brahma. So even though the subject matter being the same, and the subject matter is very difficult to understand, therefore it requires frequent repetition. That is number one. Again and again it has to be taught because we have the problem of forgetfulness. Not only with regard to Sanskritam. With regard to ourselves also we forget. When we get into Vyavahara, this knowledge we forget. We don't apply this knowledge. It is not something what you have and apply. It is about you. We forget the nature of the Swarupa of ourselves when we involve in Vyavahara. Therefore, it has to be repeated, again and again repeated, because whatever already the samskaras are there, the habitual behaviors are there, it has to be replaced by this knowledge. Therefore, frequent repetition is required. Frequent repetition. Therefore, Upanishad repeats, and therefore only many Upanishads are there. That is number one. And also by different prakara, different methods, the Upanishad presents Brahma, taking into consideration the different possible obstacles on the part of the students. Therefore only Durvijnayatvat, difficult, since it has a status of having difficulty in comprehending. Therefore, ब्रह्मतत्व निर्धारणार्थं पुनः प्रकारान्तरेण अयम् आरम्भः, इयं वल्ली आरभ्यते. So, therefore, frequent repetition should not be a boring, because it is difficult to understand, and also forgetfulness is there. Therefore, repetition. And the repetition also, it is not really a repetition. It is presented through different methods. Therefore, really it is not a repetition. Tattvam is the same. It has to be repeated, but presented through different methods. Therefore, here also, the Upanishad is going to present the same topic, the same Brahma Tattva through different method. Swamiji, at the beginning of our course, he says, on the first day of the course, the first day I'm going to talk about Brahma. And the next year also I'm going to talk about the same Brahma. At the end of the course also, I'm going to talk about the same Brahma. So, whole 3.5 years, 4 years, the topic is Brahma. It was never boring. Same topic, Brahma. Because we enjoy reading about, studying about ourselves, because it is our biography. It is our biography. So therefore, Upanishad talks about me. Therefore, I'm happy reading about me. I cannot be a boring thing to myself. I can be bored with objects, but how can I be boring to myself? So the same topic, even though it is taught for the number of years, it can never become a boring subject matter. Here, the Upanishad presents through different methods of same Brahma, which we will read. The first mantra, you can read. Puram ekadashadvaram
पुरमेकादशद्वारम्
ajasya vakrachetasah
अजस्यावक्रचेतसः
अनुष्ठायेन शोचति
अनुष्ठायेन शोचति
मुक्तश्च विमुच्यते.
विमुक्तश्च विमुच्यते
एतद्वैतत्. You know, this Upanishad doesn't have swara. It can be chanted also. It can be chanted for memorizing the mantra. Chanting doesn't mean it is the way, chant. It is the not with the swara. Chanting doesn't imply swara. Chanting only for memorization, only for reading. पुरमेकादशद्वारा भजस्या वक्रचेतसः अनुष्ठाय न शोचति मुक्तश्च विमुच्यते एतद्वैतत्. If we chant like this mantra, Upanishad mantra can be memorized. Another important thing is, when we study the Upanishad, the meaning of the mantra we see, and then the Bhashya. When we read the meaning of the mantra, the meaning of the words of the mantra, we can try to remember the meaning. simple words are there. Okay, there may be some difficult words, some may be some chandasa shabda. If we can remember the meaning, and when we chant the mantra, so when you chant the mantra, the artha spuranam also happens. That becomes itself when you just chant like any other stotra, and when the artha spuranam happens, when you chant the mantra, the words you know, the words are familiar, the meaning of the words are known to you, both the simple as well as the difficult words, because of the exposure to the Vashyam, then that itself becomes Nididhyasana. That itself becomes Nididhyasana. When you remember the meaning of one mantra, connected to mantra, the different mantras from different Upanishads can be brought in. How the Upanishads present the same thing through different methods and different Upanishads, that process becomes Nididhyasana. Self-teaching, teaching to yourself. Teaching to yourself becomes Nididhyasana. Okay. So here the Upanishad says, Puram Ekadashadvaram. You can easily understand the meaning. Puram Ekadashadvaram. Puram is Puri, the city. Kashi Puri, Madrasa Puri. So Puri is city. Here Puram. Puram is city. Ekadashadvaram. Dwara is the door. Ekadasha 11. Ajasya Vakrachetasah. Ajasya Avakrachetasah. Ajasya means that Aja, that which doesn't have Janma. Avidyamanaha Janma isya tasya ajasya. That is Janma ragitasya ajasya avakrachetasah. Vakrachetasah, na vakrachetasah, avakrachetasah. So, that which is not changing, that is called avakrachetasah. That which doesn't change. Avyayaha, that doesn't change. It remains the same. What doesn't change? Atma doesn't change. So it talks about Atma. Ajasya Atmanaha, avakrachetasaha. Avakrachetasaha, it's sakaranta, like Nachiketas Shabda. Avakrachetasaha Atmanaha Bhavati. So the sentence is like this. Ajasya avakrachetasaha, referring to Atma, Atmanaha Bhavati. Ekadashadvaram Puram. So this Puram, the city which has got 11 doors, 11 gates, this 11 gated city, it belongs to whom? It belongs to Atma, which is Ajaha, which is Avakara Chetas. So Ajasya Avakara Chetasaha Atmanaha Etat Ekadashadvaram Puram. The city of 11 gates belong to this Atma, which is Ajaha, which is Avakra Chetas. That is the meaning of the first line. So the city with 11 gates. Here the Upanishad presents the city. City means here body. Puram referring to the body. The body, the city, the body city with 11 gates. In Gita, the same idea is presented, where the body is looked upon as a city with 9 gates. Navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvan nakarayan. Navadvara. But here it is presented as 11 gates. What are the 11 gates? 7 gates are there, 7 dwara, doors or gates are there, and the upper part on the face itself, eyes, 2, ears, 2, nostrils, 2, mouth, 1. So 7. And lower part of the body, 2 excretory gates are there, 2 excretory gates, and 1 is the navel. The navel hole that also is considered. So total how much? 7 plus 3. 7 plus 3 only. Dashadwaram eva asti. Katam ekadashadwaram. How can it be 11 gate? Where is one more gate is there? We know only these 10 gates. 11th gate is not known. 11th gate is that which is on the top of the head, which is in the head portion, where this Sahasrara, that Brahmarandra, Randra means opening. It is believed that this Jiva lives, if it lives through this Brahmarandra, Sahasrara, it becomes free. So that is also considered to be opening. For Jnanis, they say, the Brahmarandra is opened. Opens up and Jiva becomes free. Already free, becomes Videha Mukti. So it says that leaves the body through the Brahmarandra. Therefore, it is also considered to be a opening, an aperture. So therefore, 11. Therefore, 11 gated city. This 11 gated city, it belongs to whom? Belongs to Atma. How you say it belongs to Atma? If you say, this house belongs to me, this house belongs to me. This house belongs to me means the house is there, you can go and reside in the house. Like the palace is there, the Raja is there. The palace belongs to the Raja, the king. So the king can go and stay in the palace. So somebody has to build a palace. So the palace is different, Raja is different. But this body, it is born of Brahma, the Atma, and the Atma itself resides in the body. Like in the same, like in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Tadevhanupravishat, having created, it entered. So this body itself is Brahma. This body itself is Brahma. Body made of the elementals, Panchabhuta, elements and elementals, and Panchabhutas are born from Brahma. Brahma is the Karanam for the Jagat. For the Jagat, this Jagat is made of Panchabhuta, Tanmatra, and then the mixture of the Tanmatra, Bhutas. Out of the Bhutas, this body is made. So the body itself is Brahma. So in that body, this Atma, as though it comes and stays. Therefore, this body belongs to Brahma. Therefore, the king of this body, the Raja, the Swami who resides in the body is Atma, as though resides in the body. Everything has come from Brahma. This body also has come from Brahma. Therefore, it is Brahma. In that, this Shariram, this Swami, Puraswami, is there, is stays. And therefore, this Puraswami, this body is a tenement. It is there and it will go back to its Panchabhuta. Finally, it goes back. It goes back to its original state. Finally, it goes back. At the Pralaya, it goes back to Brahma. It becomes unmanifest. Fine. But this Swami, Puraswami, who resides in the body, what is his nature? He is Ajaha. He is not born. The body is born. The body is born because it is made of elements and elemental. Comes and goes. Whereas the Puraswami who resides in the body is not born. It doesn't have a date of birth. Therefore, Ajaha. Therefore, ajasya atma, ajasya atmanaha. And it doesn't undergo change. It doesn't undergo any change. Chetas mean here avakra chetasaha. Avakra, vakra chetasaha, na vakra chetasaha. Here chetas doesn't mean mind. Here chetas mean doesn't change. Unchanging, not changing. This Atma which doesn't change. With the change of the body, the Puraswami doesn't change. Puraswami continues to be same. This Pura changes. The body, Puram changes, the body changes. So, therefore, in this 11 gated city, which belongs to the Atma, and Atma resides, the indweller, Puri Swami, the Shariri, the Dehi is Anushtaya na shochati vimuktascha vimuchyate. Anushtaya na shochati na shochati na dukkha anubhavam bhavati tasya na shochati. It doesn't grieve. Anushtaya means here Anushtaya means meditation. Anushtana is not a karma. Anushtana means meditation. So Anushtaya, Anushthanam means practice. Here what to practice? Having practiced Atma, can we say having practiced means meditation. Contemplating on this Puraswami, which is myself, Puraswami. So tam Puraswaminam Anushtaya, Puraswaminam Dhyatva, Shrutmatva, Nididhyasayitva. So, having listened about this Puraswami, contemplating on him, tam ajam avakra chetasam atmanam anushtaya. Anushtaya is equal to nididhyasayitva. Vidwan, you have to supply jnani, na shochati. He doesn't grieve. Having contemplated on this Puraswami, which is myself, the Satya Brahma, the Shuddha Chaitanyam, meditating on myself, na shochati, he doesn't grieve because the object of meditation, which is myself, Brahma, it doesn't have grief. Therefore, that being myself, therefore, when I understand that, I also don't grieve. There is no shoka for him. I understand that I am free from shoka. Therefore, na shochati. Na shochati means doesn't grieve, means this shoka, I'm free, I become free from shoka. Ajnanam goes away, therefore I become free from shoka. This moha goes away, therefore I become free from shoka. Therefore, na shochati. It says, as though shochati, as though the shochati is na shochati, deliberately you doesn't grieve, you give up grief. Grief goes away. Na shochati. Vimuktascha vimuchyate. Vimuktaha becoming free. Vimuchyate. Vimuktascha vimuchyate. Having become free, he becomes free. Having become free, he becomes free. What does it mean? Having become free, knowing this, having known this, he becomes free. When does he know? When can he know? While living. He has to live to know. Therefore, Jivan Muktaha. Vimuktascha means Jivan Muktaha. While living, he knows, therefore, he becomes Jivan Muktaha, therefore, he becomes free. Vimuchyate. Vimuchyate corresponds to Videga Mukti. Vimuktaha corresponds to Jivan Mukti. While living, he becomes free. And after Maranam of this body, he becomes free. He continues to be free, not becomes free. He gets Videga Mukti. if he is free while living and continues to be free even after the death of the body. So Videha Mukti. Videha Mukti means there is no Janma for him. It's called Videha Mukti. So this is the meaning. So here Videha Mukti, that is no Janma, it means Atma cannot have Janma. Atma is Ajaha. How can it be born? When the Jnani knows that Aham Brahma Asmi, therefore he doesn't born. Therefore doesn't take birth at all. So, Paramarthika Drishtya, Atma na jayate, na mriyate. Atma is Satyaha, Nityaha, Ajaha. So what comes and goes is only this body. So there is a semblance, there is an appearance of Janma. There is an appearance of Janma in me. There is an appearance of Maranam in me, but I continue to be free. This appearance of Janma Maranam on me, that is only in the Vyavahara. That Vyavahara doesn't touch Paramarthika Satya. It cannot disturb the Paramarthika Satya. So, therefore, from the Paramarthika Drishti, having known Brahma as myself, he becomes free. He continues to be free. From the Vyavakarika Drishti also, even when the body is there, it continues to be free. That is called Jivan Mukti. So, Jivan Mukti, Videga Mukti, really speaking, it is only Mukti. There are not two Muktis. Paramarthika Drishtya always, Atma is always Nitya Muktaha. So therefore, since we talk about Mukti from the Vyavahara Drishti, therefore, while living also is free. And after Maranam, it continues to be free. So it is free all the time. Therefore, Vimuktascha Vimuchyate. Vimuktaha referring to the Jnani, the freedom of the Jnani. The Jnani that becomes free while living. Vimuchyate, and he continues to enjoy the freedom even after Maranam. That is Paramarthika Drishtya. He continues to be free. That is the meaning. Etad Dvaitat. This is what? Etad Dvaitat. This is what? This is that. This is the Tattvam, the reality, which is presented in Nachiketa, which you asked for. This is a reply to the Nachiketa's question. This is what? Ete Nachiketa Prishtam. Tasya Uttaram Asti Etadvaitat iti. Now we will read the Bhashyam. Puram iva puram.
Puram iva puram.
Puram meaning city. Purudhatu. Puram iva puram. City like a city. So this body is like a city compared to a city. Why it is compared to a city? Bhashyakara says. Dvarapala Adhishtatri.
Dvarapala Adhishtatri.
Dvarapala, okay. Let me split and read. Dvarapala Adhishtatri Adi Aneka Puropakarana Sampati Darshanat Shariram Puram. Okay, I'll read again. Dvarapala Adhishtatri.
Dvarapala Adhishtatri.
Adhishtatri is Pratipadikam, but it's Samasa, therefore I'm reading like that. But you have to understand these words with hyphen in between. Dvarapala Adhishtatri. Then Adi. Aneka. Pura Upakarana.
उपकरण
Sampatti darshanat.
संपत्ति दर्शनात्
दर्शनात्
Shariram puram.
शरीरं
शरीरं पुरम्.
So it's one word. Dvarapala adhishtatra adi aneka pura upakarana sampatti darshanat. One word. So it's a samasa. Dvarapaladhishtatra puropakarana sampatti darshanat. If I read like that, difficult to follow. That's why I splitted that into its constituents, the Pratipadikam. Darshanat Shariram Puram.
शरीरं पुरं
So, Darshanat, why it is compared to the city? Because of this reason, Darshanat, the Etu is given. Dvarapala Adhishtatra Adi Anekapura Upakarana Sampatti Darshanat. Darshanat, because it is seen because it is seen, Darshanat, there is a similarity. Similarity is seen. Similarity is seen. What is the similarity? Dvarapala adhishtatra. A pura. Dvarapala adhishtatradi. Aneka pura. Pura, it is city, has many gates. Dwara. And the Dwara has got Dwarapalaka. Dwarapala, the gatekeeper. So, Dwarapala, who is the Adhishtatra? Adhishtatra, Adhishtatra, Adi, Aneka. Adhishtatra means the in charge, the supervisor, the Adhishtatra, the one who presides over the gate. That is who is head or in charge, in charge of each gate. So, Dwara meaning gate, Dwarapala is gatekeeper, Adhishtatra is the person who is in charge of the gate. So, therefore, in the city, we have gates, gatekeeper, and the Adhishtatra, the in charge, the supervisor will be there, Adi, etc. Adi Aneka, so etc. Iti, many Pura Upakarana. Pura Upakarana. Pura is city. Upakarana, Pura Upakarana. Upakarana means the constituents. So, Pura Upakarana, Purasya or Puranam Upakaranam iti Aneka Pura Upakaranam asti. Aneka Pura Upakarana Sampatti. Sampatti means wealth, but here it is Sampatti means Aneka Pura Upakarana Sampatti. That is the Pura which has got many things. Aneka Pura Upakarana Sampatti. Pura Upakarana Sampatti. Many accessories are there, many constituents are there for the Pura. Darshanat, because of this observation, because it is seen, Darshanat, as these are seen in the city. In a city, it is seen Dwarapalaka, and the Adhishtatra, and the Pura Upakarana. The cities must have the Pura Upakarana Sampatti, which is in the form of Pura Upakarana. Sampatti, the city, when you call a city is as a good city, a smart city, it must have all the facilities. It must have clean roads and clean sewage passages. It must have proper lights, street lights. So the directions, everything should be clear. So the roads, everything. These are the Sampatti, Pura Upakarana Sampatti. Similarly, the body is also has got all this Pura Upakarana Sampatti. The body has got gates. The body has got the door. The door is, the gates are there, the gatekeepers are there. The gatekeepers are the sense organs. They report about the entry of the sense objects to the mind. Therefore, they are the gatekeepers. And every sense organ has got Adhisthana Devata is there. Karmendriya, Gyanendriya, we have seen Tattvabodha. So every Indriya has got Adhisthana Devata are there. And in the road and the city, this body city has got the skin as its wall. A city will have a wall around. It's to protect from the enemies. Similarly, we also have this twak as the wall. And there are roads are there in the body. What are the roads? The nerves, the blood vessels, they are the roads. So everything is there. So all this, therefore only the body is compared to a city. So Pura Upakarna Sampati Darshanat. So Dwarapala Adhishtatradi Dwarapala Adhishtatradi Aneka Pura Upakarna Sampati Darshanat Shariram Puram Iva Puram Iti. So therefore Shariram is compared to a city. Shariram is city, Iva city. Puram Iva Puram. Shariram is Puram Iva Puram. Like a city. It is likened to a city. Why? Because of these similarities seen between a city and the Shariram. And Bhashyakara gives what are all the Pura Upakarana, what are the common things are there. Dwaram, Dwarapalaka, and Aneka Pura Upakarana Sampatti iti. Then the next line. Puram cha
Puram cha
Puram cha
Sopakaranam
Sopakaranam
Upakaranam
Swatmana Samhatah
Swatmana
Atma
Samhatah
Samhatah
Swatmana Samhata Swatantra Swamyartham.
Swatmana
Svatmana
Samhata
Samhata
Swatantra
Swatantra Swamyatam
Drishtam
Drishtam
Tam
Puram cha Sopakaranam Swatmana Asamhata, not Samhata, Sandhi has happened. Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Swatmana, when you read Swatmana Samhata Swatantra Swamyartham, one word. Swatmana Asamhata Swatantra Swamyartham Drishtam. That is the word. Swatmana is one word. Swatmana, Tritiya Bhakti. Then Asamhata Swatantra. Okay, it is not Samhataha. Asamhata, because Samhata, if you say, then Vatantra will be there. Samhata, Asamhata, Swatantra. Swamyartham, Drishtam. That is the city. This Puram. This Puram Drishtam. Drishtam is a Kriya Padam. What is Drishtam? We are talking about the Puram. Puram Drishtam. The city is seen. How it is seen? Sopakaranam. Upakaranena saha sopakaranam. The city is seen with its sopakaranam, with its accessories, constituents. The city is seen with its constituents. Svatmana asamgata swatantra swamyartam. Why it says swamyartam, swatantra swamyartam, asamgata swatantra swamyartam. The city is there for the purpose, swamyartam, for the purpose of Swami. Swami is the Paraswami. Is asamhata, is not an integral part of the city. Swami is not integral part of the city. Swami comes, resides in the body. That like a Raja comes and lives in the palace. Similarly, the Swami, as here we have to understand, the Swami referring to this Atma, it is as though resides in the body. Atma, it is Sarvavyapi. So to reside in the body means Atma is located in the body, doesn't have physical location. So when we say this resides in the body means as though resides in the body, as though it has got a particular location. That is the meaning. That is how we have to take it. And who is a Swami? This Atma. Is asamgataha, is not samgataha, is not connected, is not an integral part of the body. The body is put together, but not the Atma. So Atma is not a part of the body. Minus body, the Atma continues. If it is Samhata, when the body goes, this Samhata, if Atma is Samhata, that also will go away. Therefore, Asamhata. Not Samhata, not assembled, not put together. Therefore, Swatantraha. Therefore, is independent. Swatmana Asamhata Swatantra Swamyartam Drishtam. The city is seen with its Upakaranam for the purpose of this Asamhata Swatantra Swami. Asamgata Swatantra with Swami. That is the meaning. It is this city with all its Upakaranam, it is seen for the Swami, it is there for the purpose. It is there for the purpose of Swami, who is Asamhataha, who is Swatantraha iti. Swatmana drishtam iti. The next line, we will see. We will see that in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद जी.